Fit.
fit in there. But without it, it fits
You're live.
beautiful.
Hello, everyone. Hey, Andy.
Yeah,
Hi to
there's something
anybody that's
there.
on the side chat because
Really
I
fun.
can't see the side chat.
No side tonight, Chuck.
Say that one more time.
No side chat tonight on your phone or on your computer.
Right now I'm right next to my coffee machine.
Gotcha.
Getting ready to go out into the shop, so my phone is in my pocket, and I can't see the side chat.
I got you. Well, you sound good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, my laptop. There we go.
There you go. Woo-hoo.
Okay.
I'm in the kitchen making some coffee.
Nothing wrong with that,
Oh
buddy.
man. All that time waiting, Andy, they sent you a wrong bolt head. Unbelievable.
Oh no, they sent him the wrong bolt.
Yep.
Oh, that's jacked up, Andy. I'm sorry.
That must be frustrating.
Oh, I bet it is.
Is that for that lever gun?
For his bolt action rifle.
I think so.
that
Bolt
popped
action
on?
is. Look at that.
I think it was his 223 bolt action rifle that popped.
I know he was waiting for one of them.
Here's a good one. I don't know why this happened, but look at that little rascal. Look at that little. It got shoved way down in there.
Way
You know
down.
how to get that out? Pew pew.
It's a 380. I pull some bullets from the range. If I find them, they
Yeah.
don't go off. I always pull the bullets to see if I can use them. And I felt it right when I. Oh, there you go. Nice. I sat the bullet right on top of the case and went to size it. And I could feel it slip. So I go down on my fingers. I'm like, oh, don't do it, Willie. But I pushed it all the way down in there. An idiot. I gotta pull it back out. Hey, Uncle John. Oh.
Let's see how many people showed up. It's a last minute thing, you know.
Now, since the three of us on the live chat have spinal problems, when your back's cracked, do you hurt the next day worse the next day or not?
When you get the spinal spasm, you say?
No, when your back cracks. Like
Okay.
right now, I just twisted in my chair and my back cracked, and I can feel it going down my leg right now. Going, oh, this is gonna hurt more tomorrow than.
Oh yeah, and I always try not to do that for some reason.
I normally try to do that. Hey, Lakeview.
Yeah.
If my back cracks and when I do that, it means that bolts have snapped.
Exactly. I was just thinking that, Chuck. I was just thinking of that.
And I have here horror story when the bolt in your spine snaps.
That would not be good.
Oh no. I know a lady's husband that
All
happened
right.
to him, but forget about it.
Cam's going off for a minute.
Oh, no patch shot? Huh?
No what?
No short leg shot? Going off the
No,
leg?
man. After you and last night, that was a little too much for me, baby.
Hey, baby, you know it. Gotta get Lakeview on here, will you?
Huh?
Gotta get Lakeview on here.
I think it has his
I don't know if he'll ever come on. Hi, Kitty.
We got to get Kitty on one day.
Yeah, we've all been trying. We begged and begged and begged, but Miss Kitty keeps saying no, no, no. Bullets and barbecue. Ooh, that sounds good.
yeah, I don't have him. These are screenshots that Uncle Jim sends out. Sometimes they're the same, sometimes they're different.
Now, is Jim out of hours or is something wrong?
I don't know. I didn't understand. I sound like there was something wrong. He didn't say
No,
nothing
let's
about
hope not.
Yeah.
The way he was talking, it didn't sound like, it sounded like there was some, something.
Yeah, like he wasn't. Usually he's excited to do the video, and he was like, "There's something wrong."
Hey, Walter. Hey, Cranky. Is CW out there?
Yeah, I sent CW. I sent you a link.
Oh, by the way, my wife said to tell everybody hi.
Say hi.
Hey, Warsaw Patriot. How you doing? Oh, did you ask me a question? I didn't see it. I'm sorry. I'll find it.
Jamie, say anything. Oh no. Oh man.
Gesundheit.
Thank you. There's just dust taking down a wall today.
Yeah, Warsaw Patriot. If I went to a Chinese massage parlor, I'm gonna want more than a massage. So I don't think I should go. But no, I haven't. I've actually never been to an actual massage parlor. We lost Jamie. I sent my wife. There he is. Many a times I sent my wife. I sent my wife to many massage parlors, Warsaw Patriot. But me, nah.
Many like as in tiny ones, or
No, lots of massage parlors. You get her feet done, neck done, shoulder, a whole kit and caboodle. Just being a nice husband. But that was a long time ago.
Now?
I hear you.
What?
I know my camera did the exact same thing to me, Jamie. So
Unbelievable. I spent 20 minutes trying to figure that out last night. Made me so mad, made us late. So, anyway, I apologize for
I'll have to think about it.
difficulties
Warsaw.
with the network.
With my spinal injury, I'm kind of afraid to get cracked.
Oh,
I won't
yeah.
go to a chiropractor. He's a chiropractor. He's a former. He's a doctor. The teaching doctors.
Mhm.
He was also a colonel in the military, and I'll let him work on me, but not crack anything. He'll just basically do a real good massage, but he knows where all of my problems are, and he makes sure to avoid doing any type of complications. And I talked it over with my surgeon and stuff, and my surgeon's like, oh yeah, cool, that'll work. If that helps, then by all means, let him keep doing it. But he'll know, if you tell him where all the problems are, he'll know what not to do, especially if he's been doing it for as long as he has. But my wife and her best friend does house visits. He no longer has an office or anything, so his deal is that he goes to this one, that one, the other one, on all these different days of the week, and he'll go over and take care of them. And for the small amount that he charges, it's well worth it.
That's good. See, I'm afraid. I'm deadly afraid. I went in with X-rays, MRIs, the whole things, and they're like, "I don't want to touch you. I'm afraid I'm gonna hurt you." And I'm like, "Thank you. That's good enough for me." But I want my neck and shoulder cracked so bad. But I know if I do, it's just gonna wipe my lower back out even more, and
Yeah,
I'll be.
I got a one time I was at My wife, yeah, with my wife, sometimes she goes to manicure and pedicure. So I decided to get a pedicure myself. So the lady offered her massage. She gave me an upper massage. Man, for 2, 3 days, I had my upper shoulder and neck. It was killing me. He said, "That's it. No one's ever touching me ever again."
Well, it all
That's
depends on what they do too. You know how they do it.
Yeah. I mean, it felt good and everything, relaxing. But in the next few days, forget it. It's like it got beaten up.
yeah.
It's,
I go last time I went to the chiropractor. I had my TENS unit on me for a week solid, full blast, just to
mm,
make it so I could survive. It hurt to breathe after that happened. You know, felt like I got re-injured.
yeah. So you know what? Just don't touch me.
Now, I had Shades of Green, which is the hotel on grounds at Disney. They have a full online spa, and they do you know full body massages, deep tissue, the whole works. But the girls that are there are trained to handle disabled veterans because there's so many, so
Oh
many
yeah,
of us that,
tore up.
go there. So they're aware of, what you can do, what you can't do. And like when Tammy and I go, we'll go do his and hers massages, and I'll come out feeling like a new man. But you know,
Yeah, I saw that. Thank you. The side chat moves so fast. I have to look at my phone to read them because I can't. It's just blurry. Hey, Walter, you should come on. Every time I try to get on a live stream with Walter, something happens. My headphones don't work or internet drops. Just kills me. That sucks that he had to sell one of his motorcycles because of his back. Yeah, that's too bad. Like right now, I'm tensing up right now just thinking about it. I don't even want to think about it, but it's doing it on its own. I was just curious if it bothered you guys when it cracks.
no, I don't let it crack.
Yeah. I didn't do it on purpose, trust me. I just moved and it snapped. Hey, Mark. Maybe Mark will want to come on if he's off. Mr. MCK.
Apparently playing hooky, man.
Yeah, I know. I talked to him on the phone, not on the phone, but by text the last couple of days. It's been nice. I never want to bother him, send him a text. I don't know if he's asleep or, oh, I know. You showed me your pictures.
Yeah.
I don't got that hardware. They want to do that hardware, but
I'll tell you what.
Yeah, I got
I
the same
was in
setup he does.
tremendous pain, even with my spinal cord stimulator, until they did that surgery, and that right there fixed a whole lot of pain that I had. Here's
Yeah, that spinal
better pic.
stimulator, it was real good.
Man, that's scary. That's just plain horrific, man. That ranks right up there with being buried alive, dude.
Hmm.
Well,
And the
okay.
thing is, they do it while you're awake, but they need to know where they're sticking. To me, they did when I was awake. They need to know if I'm feeling it down to my foot and everything, my cheeks. Can you feel that? Then they kind of sort of knock you out a little bit and wake you back up. Can you feel this? Okay, I do. By the time they wake you up, this crap hurts.
that
Then
reminds me of
once you know everything's all set, okay, they knock me out and finish everything up.
that makes me think of the nerves test when they go in and zap your nerves. You feel this? You feel that?
Yeah, yeah.
There's
At
my
your neck, Chuck?
Yeah.
Damn it, Chuck. And you were still working while all that stuff tore up?
Yeah. I
You,
was I took a 35-foot tumble in full battle rattle at night, wearing nods,
oh, that happens.
and you got up and soldiered on, and it's like, yeah, I'll feel better. Give me a day or two to shake this off. And the shaking off part didn't happen, but that was in 2008. that everything happened. And you know, we've been I'm on this last surgery with replacing the control unit on my spinal cord stimulator. That was number 34.
Mm.
So surgery number
You are
34.
the man.
No,
You are the
I'm
man.
not. But
I
yeah,
fell off a roof, probably 12 foot tall with nods on. Thank God I had eye protection underneath them, because when I fell straight down on the ground, it crushed my Oakleys. It really crushed into it. When I came up, the nods were in my freaking eyeglasses. I was just like, holy crap. And within an inch, I would have lost my eyes. It was all because we were fast roping in, and the chopper pilot said, yeah, we're over the house. We looked down. You can see the roof. We came in. We're fast roping down. And, hey, guess what? Chopper moved. And now this fat guy was going down with all the battle gear straight to the ground.
well, you lose your depth perception, and
Yes, you do. It was just like Black Hawk Down, but I was face first down. Went down like a rocket. Backwards. I
Man,
put
that's crazy.
the toes of my foot hit the roof, and I thought I was on solid, let go, and whee! You're going that way.
So, Jamie, do you have any screws, metal plates, wires you want to share with us?
Any what?
I wish I had the picture to show you my knee. I have 16 titanium pins in my kneecap, left knee. It's just all GI issue.
I will share with y'all what I was doing today. I was messing with my Ruger American Predator 6.5 Creedmoor, the one I got the Arkin scope on and the hunter stock on, the Magpul hunter stock. That's going to be a nice rifle. I can't wait for Willie to get here.
I can't wait to shoot it, my friend.
I was checking. I have the Hornady gauge, overall length gauge, so that we can tell, you know, where we're hitting lands and grooves and stuff like that. So if you look right there on the end, you see that's threaded.
Right.
And you have to have a Hornady modified case that looks like this. That's drilled out and tapped, and you thread it on there. Most of you guys know what I'm doing here. Hey, Kyle. So you thread that down, right? You got it all the way down on there. And one thing that's cool is it's got this cutout right here, and it's just wide enough right there to fit the blade of your calipers in there. But I have this tool right here too. So what you do is you put your bullet in here, and it'll go all the way off down in there. See, then you stick it in the chamber of your rifle, and then you push this little gray bar up until it stops. So at that point, you're theoretically, this is fully chambered. Your modified case is fully chambered, and your shoulder is resting on the shoulder of the chamber, correct?
right.
And you push this bullet in till it stops, and it's against the lands and grooves, right? And then you tighten the screw and take your measurement. And I have 2 sets of calipers, but this is the Hornady ones that I really like very much. And then you just let's see if I can turn this around. You take this and see your calipers will actually fit in that slot right there, and then you take your measurement and read it and write it down and all that happy crap. so forth and so on. All right, we got
Happy crap. Happy crap. Yes, sir.
okay. So now comes the caveat. You're working like this, and most of the time when you're taking those measurements, that bullet's going to hang up in the flange and groove. So you're going to have to get a cleaning rod and knock that bullet out. And you got to turn your rifle up, fish it out, and all that crap.
Mm-hmm.
So then I got to thinking,
I stopped doing that.
yeah, and I had to, I couldn't not. So what I have here, I have the Hornady modified case, and see on 6.5 Creedmoor, the bullet will fall right through there.
Mm-hmm.
That's how big that hole is in the bottom. Anyway, so you got the Hornady modified case. Right here I have a factory round, and then I have a round that is fire formed to my chamber. This is one that I need to go by because it's the exact dimensions of the inside of my chamber, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
That's what a lot of people say. Yes.
All right. Kenny says you really need to do it twice because it'll you have spring back the first time, and to get a true measurement. So then I take this thing, and first thing I'm going to measure, of course, because I got to know, is my Hornady modified case. So we put it up there. .53.
Yep.
Now it's on the shoulder.
2.5.
Yeah, it's on the shoulder.
Yeah, that's from the shoulder, datum line of the shoulder to the cartridge head.
Mm.
All right, so I got to know what the difference is because I've took these readings 10 or 12 times and got them all written down, and so that's the modified case. So then I got to say, well, how does the modified case compare to a factory round? So I put it in here. And we keep a little pressure on that. But can you see that one?
Yes, 1.554.
1.554.
Yeah.
So the factory
Julio, just make it
round
bigger.
is
Blow him up.
huh?
Where are the other?
There you go. So
There we go.
so the factory round is 2 thousandths longer than the Hornady modified case that we pay all this money for. I think they're like eight or $10. So then I'm like, well, I got to know what my rifle is because this is the one that really counts, right? So you put it in there, close the sucker up, we can get it to go. .559.
Yeah, 1.559.
Yep.
1.559 with a 5. So from the modified case from Hornady to my fire formed brass, I've got, what is that, 7 thousandths of an inch.
Mm.
So I got to go adjust all those numbers to make it more in line with this. So even with one thing that I was encouraged by though is with compared to a factory round to mine, 1.554 to 1.559, that's 5 thousandths. So
Mm.
If you're going to keep showing numbers, you better full screen them or I got to pull this sucker down to see it. I can't see anything.
so yeah, 1.559. So anyway,
Sorry, I'm blind.
Some of y'all, that's I'm sorry. Hipparchus. Hipparchus. How do we say that?
Julio, I sent you a text with Echo's information if you want to invite him. Tacos and French fries are making me hungry.
Anyway, some of you guys load rifle. I thought, especially for distance shooting, I thought y'all might.
Did it come through, Julio?
No, not yet. No.
Okay, I'll do it again. Maybe I sent it. I
So
might have sent it to the wrong person.
So,
No, I sent you.
there it is.
There. Okay. I don't know if he want to come on, but he might.
so Jamie, how have you loaded up any of them using all of your new stats?
No. I've got some. I've got some test loads loaded up, but I just got the modified case and the case length, cartridge overall length gauge about a month or so ago. So I'm just now starting to play with it, and I do have the drill bit and the reamer, not the reamer, but the tap to make my own. So I'll be making the rest of them. I'll be making my own out of Fireform brass. So I don't know what exactly is going on.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Hope. Hobbies and Hobo. I guess Echo is doing a live chat right now also. Well, then he can't come on.
Yeah, I think G23's got a live chat going on.
Yeah.
Hey, William C. Chapin. And you guys are going to hear people in the background. I apologize. My son has friends over watching football. Whose ball?
Yeah, they'll be screaming here in a minute. Yeah, Walter, it's a rabbit hole, dude. How far do you want to jump down off in there?
Yeah, if you want to use that brass that's chambered to your rifle, you can send it to Hornady. I think you guys send them 2 pieces, and they'll thread it for you. At least
Yeah,
you know
but they're
someone
going to
locally, huh?
they're going to charge me to do it, and then I got to pay
Yeah,
shit.
it's $2. Can't remember what it is, and they'll thread it and they open them out for you. For you could be able to use it for the bullet, for that brass to be exactly to your chamber.
Yeah, I don't need that.
Just fire, shoot one and knock the primer out and drill it and tap it.
Yeah, if you have a way of doing it in a drill press, nice and centered, you could do that, and you can always open the mouth up a little bit.
I think the mouth will be fine. I really do. Let's find out. I got a piece of Fireform brass right here, and I got this .264 120 grain quantity AMAX. Let's see. It needs to be sized.
Try it. Maybe you do you crimp it or no?
Do what?
Do you do a crimping on it?
This one here's a factory piece of brass.
Oh, it's a factory. Okay.
Yeah, I haven't done anything to it but shoot it.
Yeah, look, if I have to burn the neck, if you probably do a chamfer and deburr, maybe it'll drop in.
Well, not just that. I got this Hornady Universal Expanding Die.
Okay.
We can expand that out just a little bit. Let's see if we can make that work. Oh yeah, that's plenty small enough.
Hey, Ozark.
Yeah. I really like this die, man.
Yeah,
It's
I use it. What do you call it? How do I usually do it? Yeah, I do is once I fire my brass, I tend to size it towards my chamber. I have that's a 308, so I have the RCBS little gadget check your headspace, and then
Yeah.
I know, okay, I could turn it down for every 1,000, so I get it just snug. Then I know that's my size, and then I use the Hornady modified case. I get my bullet, and then I measure from the O drive to the base, and that's I usually back off 10,000, and that's what I use, and it works
You,
pretty well.
I've
So
heard a lot of guys start at 20.
the what?
I've heard a lot of guys start at 20,000
Oh,
software.
20? Yeah, I tend to do it on 10, try to keep it kind of close there.
That was only the crimp, Julio.
There you go.
Yep.
So if you
They
could
just
get one,
primer in there and pop it off and
yeah,
pop on
if
out.
you get one threaded, the tap and die numbers are online. If you Google it, it'll show up with what the dimensions are
What?
for the tapping and threading of the end of the brass.
I do have to look that up, but I've already done it once and I forgot
Oh,
what
okay.
the drill bit is. But this is the tap is a 5/16 by 36 UNS.
Okay.
And you can get these from online from anywhere. And you'll be surprised how much a good tap really costs.
Mm,
Oh yeah.
But when you're in a situation like me and you got all of these, there it is, you got all of these different cartridges and you don't want to pay Hornady anywhere from $6 to $10 a piece
yeah,
to do
yeah.
that. Yeah, that's a worthwhile investment in my book.
Yep.
Because we probably got, I think it's a 9/32 drill bit, but I'm not for positive, so don't make me swear to it.
Do you have a drill press, Jamie?
I do not have a drill press.
Oh, I'll be back with y'all in a minute.
All right.
Yeah, I sold mine, unfortunately.
Yeah, if you know someone with a drill press could do you that favor, or you have a machine, certain machine in your job, the maintenance department.
Or just have a case gauge, shove the case in it, and just drill straight down.
Yep.
I'm going to put it in a vise and use my hand drill because the back of my hand drill has a bullseye target,
Okay.
bullseye level. And
So
I
does
know
mine.
that's not great, but the main thing you need to be straight is the tap,
Right.
and
Yep.
all right, so that one's ready to be made into one, so pretty cool.
Hello, Tim S.
Hey, Tim.
I wonder what happened to Timmy. What's a PC Emperor? Is it? He's been quiet for a while now.
Who that?
Timmy PC Empire, is it?
Oh yeah, PC Empire, Tim.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I would like to know how his
His
son
son's doing. Yeah, I texted him mid last week, and I asked him how he's doing. And he said better. So that's all but that's all he gave me. Just
Right.
Can you be less vague?
Exactly.
So I got some of these bullets, Julio. 6.5 Creedmoor, 140 grain max, Boattail hollow point. And after I ordered these, I saw a video from Johnny's Reloading Bench on 6.5 Creedmoor with these bullets and H4350, and he's just stacking them. I mean, each group's at 100 yards. So
I think someone else gave you some 6.5 bullets also. I wonder who.
yeah, Willie gave me some hunting bullets that are absolutely awesome. Oh, you want me to show it again? This is the Boattail hollow point match.
Oh, that's nice.
And you can't see that itty bitsy hollow point.
Yeah, I can see that little tiny hole. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the way those match bullets are. Nice boat tail.
Uh-huh.
And my
Very nice.
camera is pretty.
Yeah.
No, it's not. You can see it, Jamie. It looks good.
Yeah.
Uh,
I'm sorry, doggy. Daddy had to put foot
there
down.
you go. I didn't know that. Download the free Hornady Ballistic Calculator app with 4 DOF for Apple and Android.
I did not know that either.
No, me neither. I never looked inside the box.
I haven't either. I'm getting my box right now to do that.
Yeah.
Yep, there it is right there. I'll be damned.
Yeah, when I open the box, I'll see it.
Right there. Ooh, thanks, Jamie.
Yeah, I think that's going to work kind of like
You need to molly coat them, Jamie. You need to molly coat them. Save your barrel.
I found those bullets you gave me, the 175 AMAX Hornady, but that are molly coated. I'm gonna load them suckers in 30-06 for when you get here.
Molly coating helps your barrel life. I don't care what people say. Got a lot of rounds out of mine. A lot.
Uncle John, get Echo on here. Come on here, Echo.
That's the email you gave me.
Yeah, I'm gonna text him.
Yeah.
I know. What about it, Walter? That I've used something like a ballistic calculator from Nikon. Had it on their website for their scopes, and that is just the absolute coolest thing. You punch in the you can do all kind of stuff with it. Punch in the bullet weight and the velocity, and then it'll tell you at all of the points and the scope that you have, the Nikon scope that you have, and then it'll tell you where each little point on that reticle, where at what distance that's going to be your aiming point. And that's pretty cool for a deer hunting guy.
All right, I just text him. See what he says.
Who, Echo?
Yes, sir.
You want me to forward him my link? Do you have his?
I sent David's email over to Julio already. If you want to forward it, go ahead. It might push his buttons to get his butt over here.
Yeah, let's make sure they come back to me. Yeah, no, they went out.
What is Andy doing? I guess Andy saw him here, I guess. Oh, yeah, he's here. He's in the side chat.
Where am I? I'm gonna get out of here.
Yeah, he's in the side chat.
Yeah.
We're going to forward you the link,
I
Echo.
forwarded you the link, Echo.
Just read my text and get on here if you dare.
He's scared.
Yeah.
Be scared.
Maybe I'm to add him to the contact.
All right, fellas, give me just a minute. I gotta go find my medicine. I'll be right back.
All right.
What's the last thing you loaded there, Mr. Julio?
I've been working on the try to load some zinc bullets. Well, it was a little cooler. Now it's very hot up here.
Yeah,
But I had like a few days of a break, so I've been working on the zinc bullets. Like not where is it? Not these. These did pretty good. Let me see. Let me make my screen bigger.
Yeah, James Pollard's been doing a good job with zinc.
Yeah. See these here.
Uh-huh.
These do pretty good, but Not these.
Are those the missile?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I want to know.
I can't get him to shoot good at all
No,
for
they
me.
actually. I tried the length. Was it 1.250? I think it was. Is what the one that Kenny used, and I did a crimp on it, but it looked kind of okay. So man, I went to check it to turn it, just barely touching it, it popped right into the case.
Because there's only one little tiny spot that's 309. Now, see, damn it, I'm freaking losing his name right now. I can't even think of the gentleman's name. Damn it. Mr. Chapin said to somebody, or to K20, not 24, 243 Outdoors. He told Josh to lube them and shoot them on size. Well, we can't do that with zinc. But that
Right.
makes total sense, though, because there's only one little spot on that's 309.
Exactly.
So if you do it in lead, that makes more sense. So I need to load some in lead, not size them, powder coat them, and at least try powder coating again with them.
Right.
I don't believe Mr. Chapin had good luck with powder coating on them, but
Yeah.
that makes more sense, though, because it'll fit the chamber tighter. And
Yeah, because since Lee always says that the tumble loose, they don't need sizing.
it makes sense,
But even though you size it, at the only part with the 309, you still don't touch it. Because I sized one of these to a 308, if I could use it in a Hornady modified case,
Sure.
and they just drop right through. There's really nothing to grab. I even took the expander ball out of the die. I sized the rebreast again. I damaged like 4 or 5 pieces. Try to get this stupid thing to work. I quit.
Yeah, I don't blame you. I couldn't get them to shoot well in mine at all in zinc or even lead. Let me tell you that lead either. I couldn't get them to shoot right. So Kyle,
Which ones were those, Willie?
Say again.
Which ones were those?
The Lee 230 grain missile, Elvis Amlos missile.
Oh.
For 309 diameter, and
that's the wiggler.
That thing is wiggling all over the place. Let me tell you.
Yeah, that bullet. I think that is a mess up on Lee's part. I don't think that's the way that bullet is supposed to be, because if you have two surfaces that are at two different diameters, the smaller diameter surface is always going to wiggle, because that one bearing surface, it will teeter on it when it's going through the rifling. It has to have two, if not more, surface area spots to stabilize that bullet as it's going. Right. So that's just going to cause that thing to throw like a 7-year-old girl throwing a spiral football is what it looks like going down the barrel.
Well, Mr. Chapin said too, if you drop them out when they're really hot, they'll bend on you. And that makes perfect sense for the bullet to go this way and that way and everything else, It's almost like you got to pour the lead in the mold and let it cool down before you drop it, onto something soft. I just can't get them to shoot. Well, I've tried. I wanted them to shoot, but...
Echo, can you put it on private, his email?
Oh, definitely, brother. Not a problem. Or I can just pop a copy of it right here if you want me to do it. Or if you want it.
Send them a copy, yeah.
Okay, brother. Not a problem.
Yes, I thought I had it, but I don't.
I'll send it to you so you have it.
Okay. All right, thanks.
Now, this is the one I'm going to try in zinc. It's my 250 grainer in zinc. And this whole thing is 309. So I can grab on it anywhere I want.
Right.
So I want to see how these fly. It's the flat base. It's almost like a little bevel, but yeah, I guess it is a little bevel base. But I want to give these a shot in zinc. I got them loaded up. Give them a shot.
Yeah.
I hope they fly better than the other ones, because James Pollard grinded the back of the case off, the mold off also. So the not truncated cone, but the bevel base is gone on his. So he lightened it up, but got
Right.
rid of that bevel base.
But
That was a
even,
mistake.
right, but then after that bevel base, you still got your 309, but the rest of it's gonna be like 302 or 306.
Yeah, like William Cheam saying, it's a bore rider. Use it the way it's designed. I know, but I'm a powder coater, buddy. I don't like the sticky stuff. But I understand traditional Lee stuff. But I think Lee messed up personally.
I think
But
Lee's been missing the ball.
if we do it the way it's designed, like Mr. Chapin saying, it'll work. You know, it will work the way it's designed. I don't know. But you're right. I think Lee's dropped the ball a lot. They need to step up.
I don't
Yeah.
think that they're dropping the ball. I think that they're missing the ball. You know, I mean, they've been making what's been working for them, and they haven't had to change anything. But they're not stepping up to what those of us that are in these forums, you know, have been buying from, you know, custom mold makers and mold makers from overseas.
I begged for them to make a 147 grain bullet, and they keep saying, "Well, we'll think about it." If we get more people asking, and that's why I used to make videos, everyone call Lee and ask for a 147 grain, and they still haven't even thought of it, at least to my knowledge.
I'm
People
surprised
aren't going to
Lee
ask.
never jumped into the mold making business. I think they would have made a lot of money.
I think if they would have started making newer stuff like slick size and stuff like that, they'd make a lot more money. And
Oh,
think how
yeah.
much easier it would be for a cherry. Instead of making all the lube grooves on the cherry, just go straight down. I mean, it has to be easier to make that mold than one with a lube groove. That's what I think. You know,
Yeah, because you have the point and the base, and that's it. Nothing else in
Mm-hmm.
between it.
And you got, well, you're going to have less wear and tear on, you know, on the cherry anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So you should get more out of it. You know, more molds per.
I mean, they'll make us a custom mold if you ask them, but it's $150 then the price
I know,
of the
that's
mold.
crazy. For that,
You know?
just get it somewhere else, and it's cheaper.
I can buy from NOE for, you know, 40 or 50 bucks for a 2-cavity done already to my door, and a lot better quality aluminum.
Yeah.
You know?
Or I could go to Accurate Mold. You get 2 molds for the price of 1. You know,
Well,
Yeah.
as long as you don't order a 4-cavity iron mold, you're okay. They're a little expensive for that. I spent way too much money on that mold, but
I like it. You could order 2 different profiles or 2 different sizes in 1 mold, which is nice.
that's what I did. And I don't think there's going to be another caster out there who's going to want my mold the way I had it designed. You know?
Well, can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Amazing. Yeah, I think the average guy is not going to try to call Lee and ask them to make a mold that they want. I think what they're going to do is they're going to look and see if it's in the catalog. If it's not, they're going to move on to somebody, like what Bulldog was saying. They're going to go to NOE, Arsenal, MP, somebody like that, and go buy a different mold, pay a lot more money for it, but yeah, it's going to work a lot better.
Yeah.
I guess Andy's not having a problem with the missile. Maybe I'm doing something wrong. I don't know. Kyle says he can get his little 8-inch gun to shoot him great too. Same hole at 50. You know, I want to see him do it. And I'm sure his gun. He's not gonna lie to us. Why would he lie? You know.
Yeah, no, he said that the lead shoots great.
Yeah, he says his lead shoots great. But
Okay, y'all explain to me. I'm your friend, so y'all explain to me in little bitty words so my dumb self can understand. What? And I've heard it over and over, but I've never had it explained to me. What does it mean by a bore rider? What do you mean when you say it's a bore rider? I mean,
In terms of a shotgun, or terms of
I could be totally wrong, and please tell me if I am. I believe a bore rider is a bullet that has a lot of dimension. It's all the way down the dimension of the bullet. That's what I believe a bore rider is. You know, it goes straight down, grabs into the rifling. You know, instead of 309, you're shooting 311. You know, it's really grabbing into your rifling and spinning. I could be wrong, but that's my terminology of a bull rider.
Grabbing on the lance and the grooves.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I'm assuming, and there you go. You assume you get in trouble.
Exactly.
I think I want my lead bullets soft enough to where they obturate before they start down the path to do that. I want them. I want that. I want landing grooves cut all the way down that.
Well, when we powder coat them, you know, the powder coating is essentially allowing when it expands into the lands and grooves,
Okay, you
it keeps the lead, it compresses,
Go on.
it keeps the lead from
Go on.
coming
What?
out and then getting into those lands and grooves. So it's essentially the powder coat is the lubricant that's in front of it. You know, that's between the lead and the metal of your bore.
But when are these bullet manufacturer books or bullet manufacturers going to finally make a reloading manual that has for powder coating? There's lots of, you know, no loop groove bullets, you know, out there. They know we're powder coating them. Let's finally get a manual that shows something, you know.
But Willie, the people that are making them, okay, NOE, MP, et cetera, are the ones that are making them, and they're not taking the liability to
I
to
see what
include
you're
that.
saying.
You
But
know,
you
we're-
think
we're the
like
ones that are doing
linemen
the
or somebody
development.
else would, like the lineman cast bullet, you think that they would look at it at least and say they're looking at it at least, you know? Because I know powder coating was why are you guys doing this 3-4 years ago? Oh, no one does that. No one powder coats. That's horrible. And now we're all powder coating them and having great success. I don't know. It's just how I feel. It'd be nice to actually have a book to say, hey, you know what, guys, we understand. Like I was watching one live stream where there was an actual RCBS rep on there, and we started talking about zinc bullets, and they said, wow, we're starting to look into it. You know, and that almost made me faint when I heard that, you know, because you can buy factory made zinc bullets. So I don't know. I'm a zinker till the end. Till I get out of this state.
Till you can find some real lead, right?
Yeah. I mean, the problem is I'll get out of this state and move somewhere else, and then their lead will be gone. I'll be back to zinc. Because across the United States, like Jamie, and when was the last time you bought wheel weights, and how much was the difference between zinc and lead?
The last time I bought some, I paid $35 for a 5-gallon bucket, and it was probably 3/5, probably almost half, but a little bit more lead than the other stuff. And it was of the other stuff left. I would say that was pretty much half and half steel with steel and zinc.
Down
Yes,
here
you're
in
right.
Louisiana, I'm getting probably 2/3 lead, and then the third that I'm getting mostly steel with some zinc thrown in.
Yeah, so Andy says his wheel weights are coming back 80% zinc. That's crazy. What's up, Mario?
Hello.
That's
Hello,
a
it's
nice
Brown
voice.
Uncle Jim.
It's Brown Uncle Jim.
How's everyone doing? Are you serious? You have not seen my Brown Uncle Jim videos? How dare you? Those are
Oh,
classics.
Mario. I like
What
your
is
voice though,
going on?
Mario. It sounds very sexy.
I know, man. It's the mic, bro. It's the mic.
Hobbies Hobbies Hobo has a question. Maybe Thorzax had stepped out. Anyone out there ever try to ingotize or cast pewter, trying to reduce the storage volume of mugs to something smaller?
Yeah,
A
me.
lot of guys are using like a 45 ACP mold or something like that. There you go.
This is a 2-ounce bank sinker, like a do it mold type thing. I tried using some, doing it with, casting it with, out of, in a bullet mold. And that stuff is just so damn hard. You just about have to tear your sprue plate up to cut it. Because it doesn't like to cut easy. But that's what I do with mine, is make them like that. And then I've got some that are muffin, little small muffin tins.
Yeah, see, Andy sent us a bunch of little lead ingots that way, and I wouldn't mind having that little ingot for pewter and stuff like that to have separate. Probably an easy way to keep them separated,
Man, I put one of those in an elite 20-pound pot, and I'm talking about. Of course, now I heated my mold up in my little oven before I started. I'm talking first pour, perfect bullets, man. That stuff works.
Mhm.
Andy's the man, dude. I'm telling y'all what.
Yeah, Andy is the man.
Is that like a Lyman number 2 that he made himself?
He gets
No,
the lead
it's-
from his work. It's a tin, isn't it? Mainly tin. He sent us.
It was
Yeah.
10. It had a number he called it, but you would say 10, yeah.
It's 63%, 63-37 solder to lead.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
he just wrote that.
A lot of tin there. So just one of those little ingots in a whole 20-pound pot worked great. Oh, it's 63% lead, 37% tin.
Yeah, that would make more sense, because if it had more tin in it, you would think it'd be harder.
I had it backwards.
Yeah. A little
Back
dyslexia tonight, Jamie.
Well, no, I didn't know. I didn't know any better.
That's me every day,
poking
Echo.
you.
Dyslexia.
I was just, yeah, I know. I'm just poking you.
Rat bastard. Sorry, I'm eating my supper. No one wants
it's
to see me
one-eyed.
eat pizza.
It's one-eyed bastard, please.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
All right, I'm kind of lost on this question from Hobbies Hobo. Anybody ever pour direct from a ladle to a bucket?
Is he talking about into a mold? An ingot?
That's what I've poured a lot of stuff directly from a ladle, but into, the bucket, I'm not so sure of.
Yeah, no.
Now, doesn't RCBS, now, I don't cast, but I think I've heard someone say that RCBS makes a downpour that has a spout, and they also make one that is for ladle scooping.
Yes, they do. The same design unit, and you can use
I
as
see
a
what he's
ladle
saying.
also.
He's talking about making crude buckshot.
Oh,
that's a
let it
Thorzax.
hit and roll.
Okay.
Like a bucket of water, I think. Is
I
that,
mean, when
I
I
remember
started,
reading,
I casted thousands of.
Julio, is that, you say ice water?
Now he's just talking about, pouring it, like doing a slow pour into the water and
Yeah,
then
and oh, that's what he's talking
sorting out
about.
what you get for buckshot.
Yeah, because a dripping pellet of lead when it hits water should be somewhat symmetrical.
Oh yeah, no, not yeah for shot. Yes, I thought he was saying for buckshot. For shot, yes, but it's not just straight water. You pretty much use like not antifreeze, but the Adoni, not Adoni, the
Yeah,
fabric
Downy fabric
softener.
soft.
Yeah, you can dump into there. Yes, and then you use it for that's making lead shot.
Well, like with my shot maker, what I'll do is I'll go to the dollar store and I'll buy up a bunch of, 3 or 4 of the gallons of fabric softener, and then I'll pour it in. And I've got to rebuild my recirculating pump because I've neglected to put a pre-filter, and I was running the metallic particles in, and I basically just wore out my impeller by running like small pieces of lead and just stuff that didn't make it into round shot, that didn't settle on the bottom, but that was contained um, in the concentrate. But that's what I was using for coolant. And once you get it up to temperature, that stuff will make some nice spherical stuff, and it washes off real easy.
Happy loading, Curtis.
What's Curtis doing this evening, Willie?
He's going to start reloading. He wanted to thank Julio for the chat, and he's going to step back and do some
Yeah,
reloading.
you're welcome, Willie. I tried to send him a message, but the internet connection went cuckoo here, and don't know if it's me or StreamYard. But we're back up. Still breaking up though.
Getting a little bit of probably the Saturday night rush
Oh, so
on
you
the
also getting the
internet.
problem? Yeah. Okay. Okay, so it's not just me. Okay. Yeah, 'cause it was working fine.
Yeah, Chuck, I forgot you had a shot maker.
Yeah.
So you have a water filtration system on it, filtering.
No, well, what I did is I took a fountain pump and put it down in the bottom, and I was letting it, basically recirculate. I had a small hole drilled where it would come out the bottom and go into a pan, and then I would I would pump it back up to the top, because you want to keep it your edge a quarter of an inch from the edge where it rolls off. You want to be at a quarter of an inch to your liquid so that it's dripping right into the liquid. Any more than that, and what happens is that you end up with non-spherical shot.
Yeah, I thought of doing my own shot, but since I gotta buy the lead, so it's not even worth the investment. If I can get the lead for free, then that's a different story.
Well, I've got a deal worked out with a couple of places, couple tire shops.
Mm-hmm.
Like one of them, the guy, I go over and I pick up. He saves the lead just for me, and what I do is I'll make him catfish and bank sinkers.
Mm-hmm.
And I've got the do it molds to make them, and he is just, I've known him for a bunch of years, and he's had other people come over and go, hey, look, how much do you want? I'll pay whatever you want for them. And he's like, no, me and a guy got a deal worked out. He says, but I'll make you a better deal. He says, you can't make a better deal than this. You know, he takes care of me, and he makes, you know, what I need for my fishing.
Mm-hmm.
When I need it, you know, if I need more, he makes me more.
That's
You know,
good.
sometimes he just makes me some and brings them to me.
Mm-hmm.
But he gets the big, he does like commercial tires and commercial truck tires. So he's these big, huge honking things off of a lot of them.
Yeah, I've gotten a few of those. I felt quite lucky to get them from a Big O that started doing some big monster, one of those big industrial trucks. They had to change the tires on them. They
Right.
pulled these huge bricks of lead off them for balancing. I'm like, why is that thing to be balanced? Like, who knows? They never put them back on. So I took them. I'm like, thanks. They were heavy. I was like, I'll take it.
Yeah.
But now, my local place, I'm knocking on wood that I can still buy it for $1 a pound. Because technically, they're not supposed to be able to sell lead because it's a recycle store. Excuse me. They're not supposed to be selling lead out to the public, but this guy is. So until he says no more, then I'm going to buy as much as I can when I can.
I tried my local indoor range, and I tried some few garages. They all say no.
I've tried so many indoor gun ranges. I had one guy say, yeah, no problem. I'm going to be cleaning out this next week. Come back. So I went back, and he goes, well, where's your big truck and a trailer? I'm like, what are you talking about? He goes, I said, I only want 500 pounds. He goes, no, I'm selling 20,000 pounds. I'm cleaning the back out. And I'm like, I can't even get near that, you know?
Right.
But they're like, well, that's what they're doing. They donate the money to the Boys and Girls Clubs, you know?
Okay.
And I'm like, that's great, but I just can't do that much. And I almost bought a sailboat one time to cut it up, but it had a concrete hull. They had concrete instead of lead. Thank goodness they drilled it for me because I was going to buy it and tow it home. That would have been Mrs. Bulletman would have been very mad at me dragging a concrete boat home.
Just of my own self, I go drill it at home, and this thing is concrete and not lead.
Exactly. They drilled in and went right into it. No, that ain't lead. That's concrete. See you later. Have a good day.
Well, one thing though, the salvage place down the recycling place down the street from me, down the highway. There's a guy that keeps an eye out for me, and because I told him, I said I'm looking for sheet lead and stuff like from like when they do roofs and when they do radiological. And he's got my number, and he'll give me a call and let me know. And you know, the girl in the central office knows who I am, and you know, knows that I'm a retired and disabled vet, and they give me a really great deal on it. You know, I'm paying like 20 cents over, you know, a pound over what they're giving. So
that's good.
You know,
get it while you can, guys, because it's just going to get harder and harder to get.
Yep.
And I know you can buy it from Roto Metals, and you buy $100 pounds, or no, $100 worth. They do free shipping, but
right.
I just can't spend $100 whenever I want, you know.
Yeah, but the thing is Roto Metals has got they're good metal, but they're not cheap.
No,
they're not. I bought hardball from them one time, and I thought I was going to get a nice sized chunk of lead. When a little tiny box came, I'm like, this was $50 freaking for some hardball. I'm like, oh, I started doing it really sparingly. Now Pat gave me this big old chunk of hematite, and I don't want to melt it. I don't want to break it up because I'm like, if I do, I know I'm not going to have it again, you know? Unless I can shoot at my sisters and recover my bullets. Then I'm happy, you know? But if I had a
Well-
range like Jim and everyone else, like you're going to have, Chuck, I mean, I'd have a bullet trap right there, and I'd recover as much as I possibly could.
Exactly. So then that
Willie.
is doing it that way. It's worth it, you know.
My
Yes,
biggest
Dave.
problem with recovering my bullets is I'm shooting steel, and the majority of my bullets are flakes.
Yep. And I picked up flakes at the range too. The guy's like, "You want this flake?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'll take that flake. Hell yeah, I'll take it."
Yep, you can get a lot of flakes.
Echo, you had a question?
No, I was just saying, Willie, you've got so many homeless people in your state. You could pay them $1 or $2 to be out there with butterfly nets catching your bullets as you fire them.
You're killing me.
Hell, he could be paying them, you know, $5 a 5-gallon bucket to go take them off of cartwheels. He'd have plenty
Car
to say.
wheels.
Hey, don't. I went to a wrecking yard with a hammer to pull the wheel weights off and cut battery terminals off.
Yeah, it's a good idea because battery
I
terminals
went-
100%
Battery
lead.
turns 100% soft lead. You know, but you got to watch out. There are zinc ones now. But
Yes.
dirty rat bastards.
Yes,
Same
they
with
have.
fishing weights. Some fishing weights are zinc now.
Mm.
I will not melt zinc or melt fishing weights. I've heard of 3 or 4 people that have really gotten their mix messed up by melting cutting up cast nets
Mhm.
for the weights and ending up with zinc mixed in there.
Yep. Got to be careful.
Yeah, no,
You gotta-
last time,
You've got to take a pair of pliers to every single one of those. See if it's zinc or lead. See if it
last
cuts.
time I melted, I forgot how many pounds, 30 pounds or more of sinkers. And luckily I had the cover on in a pot. Okay, it sounded like I was making popcorn. And this stuff was dried out. So I guess it was so much water because they were under the ocean for such a long time. I guess this too had water absorbed into the metal.
Uh-huh.
And that's what it sounded like. It was making popcorn. It took a
Well-
while. All that popping stopped.
I proved that one thing. You know, this vicious rumor that you can't have a drop of water ever around liquid lead,
Mm.
that's a fallacy.
Oh yeah.
Okay?
Just don't get it under the lead.
Mm-hmm.
Was I on the phone? Yeah, you and I were talking, weren't we, Willie?
Yep.
When the rain poured,
Yep.
the downpour came. I'm out there, and all of a sudden the water, the heavens open up. Okay, now the water is just coming down right smack into my pot, you know, my big kettle, and it ain't messing with it at all. But the stuff that's setting up, it's hitting that, and it's because it hasn't fully set up, it's going down into it, and that shit is exploding. And I tell you what, I got a perfectly good pair of tennis shoes that are, you know, that have like a nice, I don't know, about area about that big around. It's protective lead. So, you know, if I ever get radioactive, I want it, you know, want it dripping on that spot.
I'll tell you what, when you guys melt lead from someone you don't know, keep a cover on it. I've had lead explode in my casting pot. I had an ingot sent, I don't know who sent it, but it came from Georgia. Dropped it on in my 420. Boom! Lead everywhere through the ceiling because it went underneath and those water trapped in it just blew lead everywhere. The last one I had, someone sent me a box of zinc, and I threw it in my big kettle out there, and I found a bullet, just the bullet itself. I'm like, why in the hell someone sent me a bullet? No, they sent me a live round on accident that got stuck underneath all the wheel weights I didn't see. So,
Wow.
and I have a real thick lid for my cast iron pot. It blew it straight in the air. Zinc went everywhere. Not lead, zinc went everywhere. Thank God I only got one small drip on me. So, I wear a mask. Well, I got it right here. Same one that Mr. Bunning wears, Walter Bunning. Oh hell, I'm not gonna take it off, but oh shit, yeah, I can. Screw it.
Here you go. Does
Just
it look
junk
like
on it.
this?
Yeah, it looks just like that. That's it. Oh, well, wait, dog. That's it. And now I don't wear the PPE gear, but I just wear the mask and I wear an apron and I wear good shoes. You know, and that's it. That's what I do. When I'm casting ingots, I do that now. And I have to say, since Mario and Chuck here, and I honestly mean this, guys, you two are my heroes. Number one, Mario, for spending your whole life in the military. I thank you, my friend. True, honest to God hero. And Chuck, the stuff you've done, you guys are my heroes. You guys need to pray, give these guys praise. They have been all over protecting this country.
Nah, man. It's okay.
You guys are. Deep down. I mean it.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome. Almost brought a tear the other night when I was thinking of Mario, Brown, Uncle Jim. I almost cried.
Mario, I was watching something and it reminded me of you. And they were talking about tanks. And I was looking at that going, man, one of these days I'm gonna be looking at that and it's gonna be Mario.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised,
out there
man.
with the tanks.
Yeah, those were good times. I had good times being a tanker and then going and becoming an infantryman. Yeah, it's good times. I really enjoyed myself.
What are you talking about? You had AC in that tank. What are you talking about? You guys were pimping.
There
Just
is no AC. No,
I know.
now
I
you're being ignorant.
I had to go.
M1
there is-
Abrams
Oh,
have
It-
AC,
it-
but
it-
they overheat if you run them with it. I had a friend that I grew up with, Mario, who was a tanker in the Army, and he told me that they were using the AC over here when they were training, and then when they got over there, they were like, "Oh yeah, by the way, you can't run the air conditioning; it overheats the system or something."
I've never
you can
heard they had
explain.
AC. but
It's not. It's the no. First of all, your friend doesn't know what the hell he's talking about. The tanks do not have an AC system. It has a fan system. That's for the M1A2 because it has all those computers, but it is not a computer system. The other system that's in there, it's called an MBC system, which is the system that's used for chemical biological weapons. And what it does is it filters the air. A lot of us had a tendency of overusing that because, well, it's hot. And the M1A2, what it does have is it has fans in the back because it uses a very large computer. And actually, this is when M1A2s were still being developed. But I know for a fact that they refurbished everything and they redid everything to the point that they were self-contained.
did y'all have the
But maybe
cooling
back in the
vest,
day when they
Mario?
started the no cooling vest. We wore a fire retardant suit with fire retardant
Yeah, crewman
flag
suit.
jacket. Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
that
So we wore kind of
lightweight
like the same.
Kevlar.
We
Oh,
had
excuse me.
for,
We wore that. Yeah, we
we
wore
had for
that
underneath
just
the chemical warfare suit years ago. It basically it was an air filtration. It blew, filtered air throughout the body,
right.
and it helped, like alleviate the perspiration and force air out from underneath the NBC suit,
Right.
and you ran it
Yeah,
through
yeah. Well,
ran,
basically, that's what we did. Is there's a hose that's hooked up, and we hooked and it's hooked up to your mask. That's the way it was for us, and it would provide us air, but it was enough air where it would definitely cool the body down because it would definitely keep your forehead nice and cold, and that would definitely help. Um, you know, also, I'm not sure if you guys know this, but a lot of tankers didn't wear lace boots. We had tanker boots. So basically, these were just strap. They had a strap on them. A lot of people, especially infantrymen, before I became one, they used to give us a lot of crap, but there's a reason for it. The reason for it is that you want to be able to kind of maintain some sort of ventilation in your feet, but at the same time, it's a good way for you to not have to have any laces, because if something burns, the first thing's going to burn is your laces, and then all of a sudden you're going to
All
have
the
your foot on
nylon in
fire.
them, cotton.
Yep.
Yeah, correct. So that's the reason why tankers never wore, lace boots. They always wore tanker boots, and I know that it was kind of frowned upon for the rest of the army guys out there, but there is a reason for it.
It didn't bother me none.
Yeah, Mario, my buddy that was a
Mhm.
tanker. I may have gotten what he was telling me confused, but yeah, that's what he was saying. Something if you ran it, it overheated and it kept you a few degrees cooler. That they couldn't use it or something like that. I didn't know all the technical, like what you're
Oh
talking
yeah,
about.
right. The tank does have its own, like, filtration system for chemical, biological, and we had a tendency of
Nuclear.
using that fan for. Yeah, we had a tendency of using that thing for everything. So because it's a good fan and it cooled you down right away.
Now, what were you
So
in the
yeah,
tanks? Were you a gunner? What were you, loader?
yeah. I started as a driver, and by the time I was done, I had my own tank. I was a commander. I had my own
Oh
tank.
wow.
Damn it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
my friend was a driver, and that's pretty cool. Being able to rumble that much weight at the speeds those things are able to go is just amazing.
oh yeah, you can go. I remember when we got the brand new M1A2s. They had a different type of jet engine, because I'm not sure if you guys know this, but the M1 does use a jet engine. It's not a diesel like most other NATO countries do.
Yeah, turbine.
Um, it's a turbine jet, jet engine, and it they ended up developing a different type of engine where it could go a lot faster, and we were one of the first ones to test that out. And previously to that, you're thinking of a 68 ton tank was going, max speed maybe 35 miles an hour.
Wow.
With the improved pack, we were going almost 45. So it's a definite, improvement on it, especially when you're trying to
Yeah, the
get out of
M60 had
Dodge.
a stop to shoot, didn't it?
Correct. Yes.
Accurately?
The
Yeah,
Well,
where the
yes.
Abrams can
The
fire, keep going, and nonstop.
Right.
the
Actually, for
Abrams
me,
also had. Oh, I have a question, Mario. Does the Abrams have like an emergency maneuvering tactical switch that you can engage to give you like 60 miles an hour for short periods of time?
yes, it does. Um, and actually, that's only used on very extreme conditions. That's most of the time a war condition, and there is it's near the tank commander where he could actually pull the lever, and it would because there's a governor, I don't know what they call that
Yeah.
on the engines, where so it takes it off of that, and it's able to go at max speed. But
Yeah.
you really only want to take those out on very emergency situations, because the only one that could kind of turn that off is a mechanic. So you have to be very careful with it. So it's just something for
I don't know how you
dire
got over
extremes that you need to.
claustrophobia, being in small places.
I I never had an issue with the M1. To me, the M1 was fine. I never had an issue with that.
You ever do an EM60?
To me, no, I never got a chance to do the M60. By the time I was going through, those were being phased out, and so I was actually part of the M1A1, the first 120 millimeter smoothbore cannon, because previous to that they had an M1 tank that was just a 105 millimeter, and that was very effective. That was actually used in Desert Storm, and it was a very effective weapon. But halfway, I know that there was a couple of units that actually ended up having M1A1s in Desert Storm, and the big difference on that is that the it has a smoothbore cannon on it. So the smoothbore cannon, it's more effective. It doesn't
Sabo
take as
rounds.
Yeah, it's a
it's
killing
Sable.
machine. Is what it
You
is.
had you had Sable and you had Heat
High
rounds at that
explosive.
time, and
You
now
had
they
heat.
have so many different types. They have an MPAP round, which is basically a huge shotgun round.
Yeah, that's the one
They
I was
had
wondering about. The one with all the ball bearings in it.
yeah, it's called the MPAP round, and that's yeah, it's basically a glorified shotgun shell. And now they are trying to create a round that's similar to what we currently have on our 777s, which is the Excalibur system. That's a GPS guided type of round. They are thinking and trying to come up with something similar to that for the M1 platform.
They
But I
didn't
don't
still
know how
have
far.
flechette rounds.
What's that?
They didn't have the flechette rounds for the
Flechette
M60.
rounds?
Yeah,
Like
little
I was never
arrowheads. No,
I
I
was
know.
never part of the M60. I'm
Oh,
not
I
sure,
was just wondering if you
honestly.
knew if they had it.
I don't know. Honestly,
I got a
I
stupid
didn't mess
question.
with the 60.
Um, does ammo penetrate a tank or no?
No, our M1s that you could shoot a 50 cal, you could shoot anything through it, unless they were shooting maybe from the back or on top. Um,
Yeah.
they might be susceptible, but for the most part, the M1 was very proven. There were some instances in Iraq where actually a round went through in between the turret and the hull, and it
Okay.
was on the side, more towards the rear. And that was actually taken back to General Dynamics, and they reinforced a lot of the holes because
Mm.
of that. Um, but you got to stop and think about it. The M1's been around in
Gesundheit,
development
Jamie.
since 1979,
Mm.
and it's continuously been improved. Another thing that the M1, what they do with the M1 is that they continuously refurbish it. After 10 years of service, it goes back to Lima, Ohio, and
Yeah, I've
they
seen a lot of
completely
videos.
redo everything on it. They redo the whole everything on it, and you're basically getting a brand new tank all over again. So
Mm.
it's a great thing because it's less cost for the taxpayer, because having to create those holes is very expensive.
Oh,
Mm.
sure.
Yeah,
Now, did you ever
and we're
play around with
talking,
M113?
oh yeah, I love the M113. Those things were amazing. I really enjoyed them.
Yeah.
I got to pretty much drive everything from the old school Vietnam variant all the way to the newest one. I think at that time it was the M1 113A3 version, and it had a much more improved turbocharger type of engine. It was really fast, and I really enjoyed it. So it was good. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I
It
like
was
the
fun.
M113.
Yeah, it was. It's a fun little uh, it's a fun little vehicle. But then you go from that to a striker. It's like night and day,
Whole
man.
different ball game. Oh, yeah, that's a
A
whole
whole
different
different
ball
ball
game.
game. I mean, you're talking a striker. It can go on the road, and you're going 85 miles an hour, and this thing is like freaking 20 tons, and it's just hauling ass. It's an amazing vehicle.
And it has
It's very
AC.
quiet. That one, yeah, yeah, it's not the greatest though. But what I really do like about the striker, a lot of the enemy had a tendency of calling it the quiet death or something similar to that matter, where we could sneak up on the enemy. We used to do a lot of raids on a striker, and they're so quiet that most people cannot hear it until they're on top of you. um, and it just has so many capabilities, so many variants of that
Yeah, because don't they have
vehicle.
one with a 20 millimeter Vulcan cannon on it and tow systems?
That's still in development. But I know that they do have a 105 cannon, tank cannon. They have some that set up for the artillery for the FSCs, and to make sure that they're marking pretty much has a laser so they can mark their target distance and all that good stuff. They have medic variants. They have ones for mortars. You can put a mortar, a 120 millimeter mortar on the back. Uh, there's so many kind of variants. I think they're down to like 10 or 12 of those variants. It's a very versatile vehicle. So of course it's not an M1 by any means, but I really do like the capabilities that it has because it's mostly based on speed, and speed is definitely an improvement factor, especially as you're trying to get in and out of a combat zone.
Mario, is the Striker a wheeled vehicle versus tracked?
Correct. Yes, the Striker is actually a street legal vehicle. Whenever I had to, take our Strikers out on the road, I actually had to get permission from Caltrans, which is the California Transportation Department, and we actually had to use the same truck routes that most truckers use because it's a very heavy vehicle, but at the same time it's very fast. But yeah, it's a street legal vehicle. It's used everywhere. We drove it in Europe. It's been driven everywhere in the Middle East and of course the United States.
And you
Well,
can
again,
just
Thanks for
Mario,
your service, Mario.
thank you, Mario.
Absolutely.
I'm not
Well,
joking
Mario-
around with you. I'm just being very seriously.
Who all served on this panel? Julio and Willie as well,
And Bulldog,
No, I never
and
served,
Bulldog. Thank you. Oh, you didn't, Julio. Bulldog
No,
and Willie. Thank you for your service as well, gentlemen.
I thank Bulldog and Mario. I was in the short term from what they did. I
It's
wish
the
I could have
greatest
did as long
honor
as they
and
did.
Greatest pleasure. And y'all will
I
work.
wanted to, but health reasons they wouldn't take me in. So
Yeah,
what
I
can you
pulled
do?
the 4F card myself, Julio.
Now, you know I was
I was
messing around with you
upset.
saying the M1 had AC. You knew I was messing with you.
I don't know, man. A lot of people have a tendency of
Oh, no, I knew it
Oh.
didn't have AC.
yeah, a lot of people have a tendency of thinking that the M1 has AC. I'm like, yeah, that'd be great.
Hey,
Yeah, that'd be
It does
great.
have a really it does have a really good heater, but man, that thing is so hot sometimes that you want to turn it off because it's a little extreme in that aspect. But yeah, no, it's
Yeah, my buddy said they used to cook on the rear engine covers. It was so hot that they could fry eggs with a pan back there, and that
yeah,
they had
yeah.
to.
If you want your eggs full of diesel
Jet fuel.
jet fuel, yeah, I wouldn't do that crap.
Yeah, what y'all use?
uh,
JP5
it-
Mario or JP4?
I'm sorry.
JP5 or JP4?
We
Probably
use
JP10 or
JP5.
something.
JP5,
Thought
and
they
we
were
also use
bees.
JP8. But we could also use regular diesel.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I
mean,
thought it was a multi-fuel system. Thought it could
Yeah,
burn
and
kerosene and everything. I heard.
yeah,
Maybe.
exactly. And M1 can burn kerosene. It can do anything. I've actually had to put kerosene on an M1, and it actually runs better with kerosene. But kerosene is super expensive, so. But yeah, one time we had to use kerosene, and yeah, it was a little stinky.
Kind of
but
depends
it
on what you
was-
end up with.
I'm sorry, you broke up.
I said it kind of ends up with. It kind of depends on what you end up with.
Oh yeah, of course it's all dependent on the supply system. You know how that works. Yeah, but for the most
God,
part,
I
we
would
use
not-
JPA. Go ahead.
I would not want to have been in supply when you guys are moving that fast.
Yeah, it's
Crazy.
hard to keep up, bro. It really is.
Mhm.
I mean, there's a great there's a great documentary in where they talk about in Desert Storm how the logistical lines were actually had to be, they had to catch up because the M1 and the Bradleys were going too fast. They were going
Mhm.
way ahead of the rest of the column, and they were having a hard time keeping up. Um, and
Yeah, I've seen
even though an
several of them.
M1 an M1 has 4 tanks of fuel, you'd be surprised how fast you can go through that stuff. What I really do like about it is that it can transfer fuel from the forward tanks to the rear tanks, and
Oh, can
it
you?
makes it a lot easier. Yeah, it's very versatile in that aspect.
That's cool.
Did y'all don't have any Micklets hanging around with you, did you?
The Micklets, yes, we did have our own engineer assets, and they did have Micklets. If you guys don't know what a Micklet is basically a charge that, like, let's say you fall into a potential minefield or whatever the case may be. The engineer assets come with a Micklet, and they shoot it up in the air, right? And they shoot it in the area where they're gonna breach, and it basically it's I think it's got like C4, some sort of explosive, and it
Mhm.
just blows
Yeah, it's
everything to
C4.
hell. Right,
Yeah,
C4,
it
and it
fires a
blows everything
rocket,
to hell.
blows
Yeah, it fires a
everything to living
rocket.
hell. Yeah.
But another
Micklets are
thing
pretty
that
bad.
the yeah, another thing the M1 does have is that it has its own plow system. So if you ever seen an M1 that has these big old teeth up in the front, that's basically a mine plow. So what it does is we dig it into the dirt, and we push anything out, any mines or whatever the case may be. And if they blow up, they blow up on that actual device instead of the tank,
Yeah, on
and
your cow
we're able
catcher.
to on your yeah, exactly. And that way you prevent from damaging any of your tanks. So it's just very interesting. You'll see tanks that have like those plows. It looks like it'll look like something like big old teeth or whatever the case may be. But yeah, they basically have their own breaching system. But if you have a Micklet, that's really the best way to go. I really enjoy watching the engineers use those.
Oh yeah,
They
if you
make it
guys
really
have
fun.
never seen a Micklick, look it up online on YouTube. There's lots of videos.
Look, they're great until one of them doesn't go off,
Yeah.
and then you get to
Yeah, and then
send
you
the
got to go
EOD
retrieve
guy
it.
out there.
Yeah, you got to send the EOD guy out there. Exactly. Good point.
I got to tell you, I love my EOD guys. That you know they got them
Oh
all.
yeah.
Yeah,
Oh
They
I
yeah.
would I would
Great
not I
cast
would not
on.
want to do that job, bro. I'll be honest with
No.
you. EOD, we were so short-handed that we had EODs from every branch of service, and we even got to the point where we started having actual law enforcement going out there and being EOD techs. These guys are basically EOD techs in the civilian world for their police departments, because we were so short-handed.
Wow.
Because yeah, the during 2003, we had IEDs everywhere, man. It was starting to become a new thing that they started doing. Basically, a lot of the weapons caches were abandoned by the Iraqis when we invaded, right? So basically, anybody could gather all kinds of 155 rounds or whatever they can get their hands on, and that's how the ID phenomenon got started, man.
That
But
was
we
And it
can
all
change
got
the
started
subject tomorrow.
because
I don't want to get you fucked
yeah.
up in the head tonight. So
No, it's all good. No, it all started because we made the huge mistake of not returning the Iraqi army back to its people. We basically disbanded the Iraqi army, and then they ended up becoming insurgents, and that's how that whole thing started.
Yeah, it wasn't the first time we fucked up. Hate to say that.
All right, boys, I'm gonna bail out on y'all and let Kenny or AR jump in here and mess with y'all a little bit. So,
All right,
Mario,
Jamie,
what
thanks
are
for
you
being on.
doing now? Now that you got
Huh?
your diploma, what do you do for work now?
Oddly enough, I do something that's completely different from my degree, man. I I work as a production supervisor for a construction company. It's called William Scotsman, and they basically uh, we pretty much own like a fleet of trailers, and these are the trailers that you see up in construction areas, you know, classrooms and all kinds of stuff. So we rent them out, right? And by the time they're done with their being rented out, we refurbish them back to new. So all the trailers come back into the production area. We refurbish them and then rent them out again. So right now it's been very busy for us because you know a lot of companies are starting to come back, and so people are starting to get back to business and doing what they need to be doing. And of course, a lot of there's a lot of construction going on lately, and also the fact that a lot of the county fairs are going to start going through pretty soon. So they take up a lot of our business. So I've been you know it's a different environment, but it's very similar to what I used to do before. I mean, it's a smaller crew. I only have 14 people that I supervise, you know, compared to how it was before in the military. But I find it interesting because it's something completely different, and I wanted to get a job where I can have you know, yeah, my biggest thing is just be versatile and be able to go from one type of industry into another. The reason why I did my master's degree, this started when I was in between whether I wanted to get out of the military or not. And one of the things, and Sergeant and Bulldog can tell you this, is that you know, civilian education plays big, whether you make it to E8 or E9, and other that or a lot of time in service. And for me, I didn't have the time in service, so the best way for me to get the promotion points that I needed was through civilian education. That's the reason why I decided to you know, enroll in a graduate program. But halfway through it, I decided I wanted to get out, but I didn't want to. I always like to finish anything I start, so I continued with my graduate program and got my master's. So, but it's
Good for
always
you,
good to
buddy.
have a backup. Yeah, it's always good to have a backup, man. Because in reality, thank you, Vanessa. You know, you never know what life throws at you, man. And sometimes one industry might be
Amen.
low on work, and you have another way of going.
I think the major point of a degree is
Yeah, Marsh.
showing a potential employer
¿Cómo
that
estás,
you
mi amor?
have the stick to itiveness
Sí.
enough in you
Sí,
to
mamita,
be
sorry que no
you
te
learn.
contesté ahorita que ahí no había
Sí,
recepción, mamá.
mama. Sí,
I do.
Simón,
Y
mama.
la última vez que me llamaste
A
estaba de
degree
pagar
basically shows your employer that you know how to learn. So
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
with that, I'm gonna bail out, and it is definitely bedtime here on the East Coast.
Yes,
So,
it is for you.
All right,
good
Jamie.
Have,
Scotsman, what's going on, man? I'm gonna bail so somebody else can jump in. And
Jamie,
All righty.
have a blessed evening and a blessed tomorrow.
Thanks for
well,
stopping
thank you,
by. Have
sir.
a good night.
good night,
Y'all,
Jamie.
Take care,
y'all,
Jamie.
y'all have a good Sabbath tomorrow. Good night.
Good night.
Ah. Yeah, I did not like being a breacher, going blowing holes in the walls and doing all that fun stuff. I did not like being a breacher, but that was part of the deal. We all got trained EOD to blow breachers, blow doors, and everything. It's fun, but
Yeah,
never want to do it in real life
I always
until
want to
you
grab a
have to.
paint.
You never want to do it outside of the military.
That's true.
What's up, guys?
Hey, how you doing,
How you
AR?
doing?
Pretty
Hey,
good.
there you
What's
are.
going on, Elliot?
Hey,
I didn't mean to go off on this deep end. I just wanted to say I really appreciate you guys. It means a lot to me.
We appreciate you.
I thank you, my friend. So now what's going next? Who's reloading what? What's doing? Who's going shooting? Who's doing what? Fishing, whatever. Streaking down the neighborhood. I mean,
Me,
some women were streaking down the neighborhood.
we were reloading for a while.
you're not going to be reloading for a while because
Yeah,
the heat.
or shooting. I got a kitchen that got finished up.
Oh, you're doing your chick kitchen.
Yeah.
Kitchens and bathrooms bring the value to the house.
Yep. We got a lot of work in the kitchen.
Two most expensive things to work to remodel.
Mhm.
Kitchen.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I did it
You're
6
doing all
years
the work
ago.
yourself, Julio?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's good that you know how to do it.
Yeah. I started on those on the wall sections of it. And these suckers use concrete.
Did they?
Yeah, it was. I thought it was like they have this thing. It looks like sheetrock, but it's not. It's not a Latin plaster. It looks like sheetrock, but it's actually like a piece of cement, and they're about maybe a foot high. And
It's like
but
Rock
it's
Creek.
4 to 6 feet wide. So they have that. Then they have a wire mesh, and they got concrete on top of it. So
And you got to break it all out.
half
Hmm.
worth of cement. So I had to use I have a masonry chisel, power, and then I'm using that, and it goes
Now, how high is it you have to break up? I didn't hear that part.
Yeah, I had to use a masonry chisel. It's like one of those power units. It's not.
Sure.
Yeah, because I tried to do it by hand, but it's too hard. So the
Yeah.
masonry
How high up?
chisel did a better job. It does it faster. And I
6
had
years
to
ago,
cut between the layers.
6 years ago, I did porcelain tile in my kitchen. Wanted to kill me, but I did it.
Julio, if I was still in the Army, I could take care of you in 30 seconds and give you a nice hole all the way through your house into the backyard. No problem. Come on. Come on, Bulldog. You know how it is.
Willie, I've had this conversation on a number of occasions. It's like I do not understand why those of us that are exceptionally qualified at utilizing various different compounds,
Yes,
you
sir.
know, that will do what people need it to be done. It's like I got a big stump out in my, in my property, but the closest I can come
Tannerite?
is this silly shit.
Yeah, Tannerite.
Tannerite. But
I like it.
closest I can come legal.
Yeah, legally. I got you.
And
I've seen guys blow tree stumps out with Tannerite though. They put enough of it in it.
But Tannerite's too, Tannerite. Okay, Tannerite and C4 are just two completely different things.
Yeah, that's a cap gun versus an M80. I mean,
Stuff to blow a car up, Tannerite. You put enough on it.
Yeah,
you got to put a lot of it.
I can diesel and and fertilizer
Yes, sir.
and do better than Tannerite, but then again, I still go to jail for improvised explosives,
Unfortunately.
which I love my wife, I love my life, okay, and I don't want to sleep next to somebody named Bubba that I don't know.
Come on, you want to make your own napalm. Come on now, pour it all over the stump and watch it burn down.
Now, what I'm going to do is just drill a nice big hole and make me
Phosphorus.
one of them Swedish blast furnaces.
Yeah, that'll work.
Put the the blower down at the bottom of it and let it blow.
Okay.
Yeah, that's too bad they did that, Julio. I'm sorry you have to go through all that. That does not make my back feel good. I know your back has to hurt at the end of the day using that
Oh
thing.
yeah, no, I mean I'm not sore, but I got the other side to do to it. It took a while, so now I have the other 6. I gotta open it up. I need 36 inches, so I got about 36 and a half with the opening. If I could put the refrigerator in that section, so go from one side of the kitchen to the other.
Julio, what you can do instead of having to beat yourself up with the with the jackhammer portion of it, is drill holes. Okay, drill you a line of holes in a square of what you want out. Okay, use crank bolts.
Mhm.
And do like they do, like when they're cutting stone. And you can basically just cut that stuff, crack it.
Right.
Instead of having to, sit there and
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know what possessed these guys to do that, but this is built in the 40s. So. I don't
well, it was
understand.
before you. So.
Yeah.
I did it 6 years ago, Julio. I did my kitchen backsplash, porcelain tile. And,
I've been a
basically
good
by
boy.
myself.
Junior mints. Junior mints.
Yeah, and it's
I've been a-
good. We use lath and plastic, so what technology is this? I have no idea.
Yeah, Julio, if you use a hammer drill with a masonry bit, you can drill through that concrete like butter and make a bunch of holes. And even if you are using that air hammer, it will make it night and day easier once you've got some holes in it, because it'll just concrete breaks from vibration, constant vibration.
Right.
Yeah, that would work.
It's got one piece left and two sides of it actually, and then there's the 2x4 in the center, which I gotta get rid of that piece also. That's what I did on the opposite side. And I gave
Now you're not removing any load-bearing walls, right?
Actually, that is part of the load-bearing wall.
Oh shit!
But that's next
Better
to
be
it,
careful.
so which is fine, because the load-bearing wall is going this way, and what I'm opening is on this side. So the weight of it on the load is going this way. So just the section I'm taking out is not going to affect anything.
Yeah. Do you have engineered trusses, Julio, in the attic?
Huh?
Do you have engineered trusses in the attic, or old-fashioned built trusses?
They have a old-fashioned built trusses on there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
If you had engineered houses with engineered trusses, don't have to have load-bearing walls.
Right.
Yeah. Even though you may see a wall there, it's not really doing anything. But that's the way my house is here. I got a wall I'm tearing down now, about 12 foot long, 15 foot, something like that. And, all you can see is studs in my kitchen. Matter of fact, the appraiser come and he said, "What you got going on?" I said, "I'm tearing the wall out, making it an open floor plan." So.
Yeah,
Get you some of those laminated.
Up at least.
Get you some laminated joists, some lamb beans.
Yeah, that stuff works real good.
Nobody talk at once.
What was that? Is it a dead, uneasy quiet?
Yeah, asbestos are warm and cold. I've heard people that actually take. A guy told me here a few years ago he had a friend that would take asbestos, yank it off a wall, and chew it. I says, "What?" Or wherever it was at, I forget now. Does this sound okay?
Sounded like Cheetos or something.
Oh, I may have a may have a software thing here causing this. Do I sound like a pirate?
No, it sounded like you were eating something.
Oh wow! Hang on, let me take the processor out. Hold on. Hmm. How does it sound now?
Same.
Oh boy, I got some vocal software in this PC. Oh crap! Let me take it out here.
Sounds like you got a little gurgle sounding.
Yeah, it's supposedly set on a pirate setting. Believe it
Oh
or
my
not.
God.
Yeah, oh my God. Yeah, wait. Peg leg is over here sitting down tonight.
Oh my gosh. I didn't even know.
Yeah,
Pirate
yeah,
setting.
yeah, I gotta take that out. Hang on. This is funny. I forgot I had that thing on. Wow.
Julio, you going to set you up for a pirate setting?
Let's see what it is.
Well,
Julio's Kitchens with pirate music.
all right, Echo. That means you got to go poke his eye out and give him an eye patch.
I've got an eye patch I'll send Julio. I've got quite a few of them. He can come on and go, arg.
Arg. Arg. I think I about found it.
Hey,
Here it is.
Hey, I already have the peg leg.
Yeah, you do. Yeah.
Man, we're a fucked up mixed bunch, ain't we?
Ain't we? You
I have a
guys, the
friend.
bars, I got pins, one leg gone, can't hear worth shit, can't see worth shit. Yeah. But I can damn well help Julio blow a wall out of his house in a heartbeat. I
That's
just
right.
had the
Wait a
right.
minute, You're in California.
Yes, sir.
Y'all can do that shit.
Oh, hell no, we can't. I'm in town. I can't do anything.
No. You can do that. It's not against the law in California
To do what?
to go blow
Well-
shit up.
Oh, hell yeah, it is. In
Doesn't have
town,
lead
it is.
in
Well, that's true. As long as it doesn't have lead, it's okay.
Right.
That's true. I forgot about that point.
I mean, if it's
Yeah.
not, if it's not,
Hello? Price is right.
Vocal Mort,
That's right. You
Nancy
got
Pelosi
it.
calling.
Absolutely.
Well, I mean, look, if it doesn't have a trigger control unit with it, okay,
Yeah.
lower and upper collapsible stop, you know, lead.
All I want to do is this. Pull the line. Let it burn and walk away.
How's your
I
thing?
don't know.
Orderly,
Sounds
me,
okay.
Senor Mario.
Yeah, too.
We loved your conversation. Girl,
Hey.
hey, Sugar Bear, how you doing, baby? Yeah, we're talking to these dumb white boys on here right now. Yeah.
Hey, what's it sound like now? Is it returning?
Hey,
to normal?
You sound
Yes, sir, you
normal
sound great.
now.
Okay, thanks.
You sounded
How
good.
everybody doing?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Thanks.
yeah. So sorry, guys, I had to step out. My wife called me, so
No, it's okay. She came in, I thought I was being good. She gave me some candy and she came in yelling at me. Hey, Tin Man. There he is.
Yeah, yeah. So I mean, it was interesting how everybody has like all kinds of questions about.
Well, you know,
the
a
stuff.
tank is really one of those things like it's all, if you've never been in one, you know, it's awe-inspiring because you think that, okay, yeah, like I knew you didn't have AC, but everyone's like, oh, there's AC in those. Those guys are comfortable. Those guys have flushing toilets and everything. Yeah.
No,
Changing a track
no,
is
you-
like changing a tire. Come on now. We can
No.
call 3As.
I like to ride in one.
I know. I got plenty of stories of doing a lot of crazy stuff in the tank, man. That's for sure. I think the one that was I call it 7 seconds of glory, but 5 hours of pain was we were in Fort Hood and we were testing the M1A2, and the the instructor that I had with me was from General Dynamics, right? He was a previous tank commander, and he was with me, right? and we're getting ready to go up this area called Cowhouse Creek, and it has like this little hump area that, you know, if you jump it, you're gonna jump it, right? So here we are, we're thinking we're freaking Dukes of Hazzards and crap, you know. They're like, dude, let's jump it. I'm like, all right, let's jump it, you know. And I told my driver, all right,
Yeah.
you know, balls to the walls, let's go, baby. He's like, all right, open it up, man. We hit that thing, dude. We went up in the air, everybody was like freaking Dukes of Hazzards. Yeehaw! When we came down, man, we broke like 4 torsion bars, bro. We were there for like 5 hours trying to fix that. Yeah, I didn't care though. It was worth it, man. I can honestly say that probably one of the few guys that could ever jump a 68-ton tank.
Oh, I tell you what, I killed a cow with an M113 on Camp Roberts.
Wow.
Hey, I killed an M1. I killed a cow
You
with a
told me
freaking
you killed an
M1.
M for the heat round. Bulldog didn't hear that one. Tell him about it.
Oh, okay. So we were doing our qualification table in Fort Hood, right? And my my engagement was a stationary moving target, right? So a stationary target popped up. It was a PC. I shot it. Boom! Right away, within a second, it was down. And then I was waiting because we kind of knew where the target where the moving target would come out of, right? Sure enough, it came out. We were looking at it, like the thing's kind of moving kind of slow. He's like, you know, they're like, dude, shoot him. Like, all right, cool. So, you know, I identified it, you know, 2370. I was like, all right, on the way. Boom. And then when I hit it, all I saw was like little pieces running everywhere because I could see it through my sight. And I'm like, what the hell did I just hit? And I'm like, I don't know. And then all of a sudden I hear the range on the radio go, ceasefire, ceasefire, ceasefire. You just shot a cow over. Like,
Mario, when we ran over, we ran that cow over. I drenched my TC with cow guts and blood and everything. As we landed, we're like, what the hell's going on? The track's going sideways. We're like, what the hell's making this thing slide? And I can hear the TC just puking out his guts off to the side. We're like, I had to spray and wash all the cow out of the tracks, off the tread, everything. That thing was covered. It was just done. That cow didn't even get a moo out after we killed it.
Then the next day, man, I went to go look at the wreckage because they had to wait. They pretty much shut down the tower, and we had to wait till range control showed up. And range control had just left, so they were like, "Well, we'll see it in the morning." We're like, "All right, cool. We ain't doing nothing tonight." But I went over as soon as daylight hits, man. I went over there, dude. It was a beautiful longhorn too. Beautiful freaking cow,
it was a longhorn you hit? Oh, shit.
It was a longhorn, bro.
You should have kept the skull and horns.
Shit out of that thing.
That'd look
no,
nice
we
right
can't
on the top
because
of the tank.
yeah, oh yeah, that would have been cool, man. I would have looked like JR from Dallas.
That's man. Just cut them suckers off, mount them up there.
Yeah.
Put it right on the top of your track. Right on top of your tank, man. Horns, man. Yeah, those ranchers get paid big money when we kill those cows.
Oh, they do. They do. He loved it. He's like, all right, you shot a really good one, so you guys are gonna pay me a lot of money.
Oh yeah,
I didn't pay it.
I seen a cow.
Now, did you get it? Did you get kill points for that?
You know, they still did give me the points for the target because I did shot it in I think 1.7 seconds. So they're like, yeah, you know what? We give you points for that. I ended up getting a 902 out of 1,000 points. So it was pretty good.
Do you all remember Death Race 2000 years ago?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I used to joke about that. We'd be out drinking when I was young. Go, let's run over an old lady over there and get 100 points. Let's hit that wheelchair person coming out of that old folks' home.
Bad. I seen a cow get hit with a 60. Just bop, 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 bop. You hear that? The cow just rippling and fall right down the ground. We're like, oh shit, we're in so much trouble. Thank God I was not on the gun that day. And what it was, He had the pop-ups, the standard green pop-ups, and the cow was coming back, and the range guy wasn't paying attention to shit. He didn't call no ceasefire, nothing. And the cow was walking right behind the target. Pop-up came up. Guy opens up with a 60, and the cow just got riddled.
We don't warm that up and give it to you.
No, I'm fine. Thank you. Sorry, guys.
Hi, honey.
I know. She was asking if I wanted to warm up dinner. Hi, Booples. But yeah, that cow just got riddled with those 7.62 rounds. Just wah, 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 bad. We couldn't.
So let us explain why there are cows in a training area. So what happens is the Army has a tendency of having a lot of acreage that one could use the help by having the cows eat all the weeds
all
and
brush
all the other
and
kind of stuff. Right. But the other great thing is that it helps the local ranchers be able to maintain their all their cows and bulls in an area, and not confine them, because that's not good either. So the Army has a tendency of letting ranchers have
Free range.
cows in free range in an Army base. I don't know if they do it in the Air Force base, but I know they do it in the Army base. I think the Marine Corps did it back in the day, but now I'm not very sure about that. So if any of my Marine buddies are in here, let me know.
The 810 ranges, they can't do that because of the way that the targeting runs.
Yeah, no, I get it.
They've got them blocked off from the active ranges.
Yeah.
Because they'll also drop ordnance.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, they got their
there.
Mavericks and all that stuff that they
But
shoot.
could you imagine how much our government has paid these ranchers for these cows that have been shot, though? Because what we know,
they're paying top dollar. They're paying top dollar.
Top dollar
Yeah.
for that.
And
stuff.
you can't bring it back to the commissary either.
Nope, you cannot.
Nope.
That cow got shot up by that 60. We were going, let's slaughter this sucker up and have steaks. And they're like, nope, rancher's going to come back up with a trailer and drag it off. We're like, we're right here. We'll chop it up and just let it take one part of a leg. Nope. And he's all pissed off. You guys shot my best cow, blah, 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 whatever his name was. And I'm like, well, shit happens, What are we going to do about it? Lucky we didn't shoot a law rocket at her or something, I mean, shit happens.
Law.
I had a horse one time in the street when I was driving when I was about 16. The horse wouldn't move, so I took the front bumper and nudged him in the butt. And he moved.
Hey.
He took off.
Yeah?
Yeah.
He didn't try to kick your bumper or anything like that?
No. Surprisingly, no.
That's the first thing I was thinking. Did you take a headlight out or something, a grill, or?
No.
That would be a story. So you would
think you would have, but
fix your story there, AR. You got a good bump in the horse, but he took my headlight out, or he took my grill out.
He stepped on his pecker.
He's right. You stepped on his pecker.
You just jumped and hit the side of the road.
Yeah, I don't know anything about a horse, man. I don't know the difference between a stallion and a pinto. I don't know.
I have never rode a horse a day in my life. I have taken my wife and kids to ride horses, but with my back and as big as I was, I'm thinking, I'm going to need a Clydesdale, for my fat ass. So
Clydesdale.
I used to ride bareback on ponies when I was a kid.
Oh, wow. That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
You got to remember, Mario, 3 years ago, I was 650 pounds.
Oh, were you?
Yeah.
I had no idea.
650 pounds. My PTSD was
bro.
bad.
That's crazy.
Bad. My PTSD was bad. When I got out and they said, you got 12 years, we're going to pull you back for any reason. I said, oh, yeah? Fuck if you are. Stupid. Very stupid. I don't advise anyone to do it. But when the first Gulf War happened, my wife was pregnant with my oldest son, and she's crying, thinking I'm going off to war. And I'm like, I'll be back in 10 days. I was back in 5. I walked in and said, get me back into shape, I'll go. I said, before I sign the ink dries, it's going to be over with. And it was. I was over with by the time I got home. It was over with. We bombed the living shit out of him. air power to power. Chuck was probably on the ground bringing them in.
No.
No,
David Petraeus today said
invaded
that.
during
What?
Desert Storm, I was exactly where I told everybody I was going to be. I told them when we went to war, I was going to be on a beach in the Caribbean. And I was. I was at the Naval Support Facility on Antigua, which is right down from the Air Force's largest satellite farm. And it's a Navy SEAL training base. But we spent a little bit of time down there, and I'm, just watching everything going on, and it was so funny. I'm like, somehow or another, I knew something stupid like this was going to happen. And I got back, and everybody was like, "How did you know?"
Now, were you a forward air controller?
No, I was a combat engineer.
Okay.
Combat engineer, and I was anti-terrorism, counterterrorism officer.
General David Petraeus said today what's happening in Afghanistan is catastrophic.
Hey man,
I
this
agree.
is and you know what? I don't want to talk a lot of mess or try to get into politics here, but there's a big difference between a Democrat commander in chief and a Republican commander in chief. There is no way. If you would have told me we need to pull people out of Afghanistan, I would have told you that's the stupidest shit you could ever do.
Yep.
There is no real reason for us to do that right now, especially when here's my thing. If you didn't learn anything about how Iraq and ISIS came about, then people are just stupid. I mean, honestly, when we left Iraq, that's exactly what happened. Freaking ISIS took over.
You left
Everything went to crap.
Yep.
Exactly. And then not only that, now you got guys going back doing the same crap again. And it's like, come on, man. Now we're wasting more time, more resources, more money when we had everything already in place. It's done.
We're not even gone. Okay.
We're not even gone. These guys are. Yeah.
Don't forget, guys. Look how much gear we leave behind when we leave.
The Taliban is bad as a bone right now. They're conquering everybody.
We give them everything, saying, here's all this equipment. It's brand new. Here, you can have it all, because we're going to get more billions of dollars to build newer and better stuff. So it's just incredible, the shit we leave. I never knew how much shit we left in Vietnam until I saw a few videos showing the amount of tonnage we left in Vietnam. It's cheaper to leave it than it is to take it home. That's what they say.
Well, today they said the Taliban is using our equipment right now, getting hold of it.
That's a
lot of stuff.
That's an
a lot of
insult right
stuff
there, man.
in that area ended up in Qatar prior to this Afghanistan debacle. But there was a lot of reconstitution and mothballing.
I mean, honestly, for me, I would not give anything back to the to the enemy, anything that can be used against us. There's plenty of depots we could have sent that stuff to. We got a big depot in Kuwait. We have a big depot in Qatar. We have other places in Saudi Arabia where we could have sent the stuff. And for us to start seeing this kind of stuff all over the place, it's an insult to those that went over there, and did what they had to do, and lost brothers. It's an insult. It really is.
That's the main thing. But see, I wouldn't want to be in the military right now with our commander in chief.
No.
Our commander.
What do you think I retired, bro?
I'm telling you.
Why do you think I retired, man? One of the main reasons why I retired, because I had a feeling that Trump was going to get screwed over. I had a feeling. I'm telling you. Yeah, I got one of those too, brother.
Oh, that's cool.
What is it?
It's just a little prayer rug.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's a prayer
I
rug,
couldn't really see it.
and yeah, it's Operation Iraqi Freedom. Oh, yours is Enduring Freedom. Oh yeah, yours is Enduring Freedom.
Biden will
Yeah.
remember for this. He will be
Oh, there it
remembered
is.
for
Yeah.
this failure in the next few weeks.
Man,
History will.
I mean, think about it, man. This whole thing, the way he's been handling the economy and this mass inflation, the way they got rid of the Keystone Pipeline and everybody's paying twice as much what they used to pay for gas. You
Look
know,
what
the
we're paying
fact
for
that,
gas right now.
He's
Jeez.
got
yeah,
less than 2 weeks ago. He had a 30%, or no, more than 2 weeks ago. He had a 30% approval rating in the country. Now it's less than 28%. He's going in the toilet fast.
Yeah.
And they said that the Democrats that voted for him have buyer's remorse now
Mm-hmm.
well, not only
because of
that,
all
but you know,
the money.
yeah, it's starting to become very um it's just starting to become crazy, and in reality we're just weakening our nation, guys. It really is.
Yeah.
um that's why I think all of us, you know, and everybody who's in the side chat, love you guys. You know, continue buying your guns, your ammo, and all that good stuff, man. I'm telling you, man, things are gonna get weird. I am a firm believer that one of these days, you know, there will be some sort of red dawn scenario in our country. And if you're not ready
I'm
for it,
afraid
man,
of
you're just
that.
gonna be a
I kind
victim.
of believe that too,
Mm-hmm.
Mario.
We think that we're the most powerful country in the world, and we are in one part, but we can get our ass kicked just like everyone else.
Yeah.
The only thing that gives me hope that a bunch of us are armed. America's armed to the teeth.
What gives me a lot, the only thing that makes me sleep better at night is I know there's more of my brothers, ex-military guys, out here alive
And
that could help.
not only that, but people think that even a state like California is weak when it comes to guns, and this might be the state you wanna invade. I'm gonna tell you something, man. Don't even try it. Everybody in
Yeah,
California's
don't.
got guns too. They ain't telling you they got guns. They got guns.
Not
They ain't messing around, bro.
They
And I'm telling you, you go through
I
the
got
San
sports
Joaquin
guns.
Valley where and you go through the San Joaquin Valley where majority of them are all red counties, yeah, you'll find out real quick how we roll.
well, the big places that are, that are causing the most problems for us are the big cities where all of the fuck ups are, and that they're sucking off of the government tit, going
Well, we have to admit,
gimme,
Mario,
gimme.
California sucks. Our gun laws fucking suck.
They do.
Yeah.
But you know
You
something?
know,
Like a police
but see,
state.
here's my thing. We are better off for staying here and fighting than for us to leave and create a problem where it becomes a bigger sinkhole. That's the way I look at it. If you and I leave the state, we're making it weaker. We're letting these people have their way. You just can't have a bunch of socialists think that they can dictate how you do things. Here's my thing, guys. Every law has a loophole. Every law that's ever done by mankind has a loophole. We just need to know how to use those loopholes to our favor. And that's just the way I look at things.
I was reading a few weeks ago about if you, with us armed the way we are, that we got one of the biggest armies in the world and guns in citizens' hands here.
Well, that's why the
100.
Japanese didn't want to have anything to do with invading mainland USA,
Yep.
because there's a rifle hiding behind every blade of grass here.
Everywhere. Mm-hmm.
That was the quote taken directly
Mhm.
from what the general of the Japanese fleet said, and the Japanese army said that a war on the grounds of America would be every American behind a blade of grass with a rifle. But nowadays, with our weak administration the way it is, I'm with Mario. I'm kind of like a little, more than a little, very concerned about another huge power seeing this as a chance to take full effect of it.
Mm.
That's great. Let them take full effect of it.
Wolverines, baby. Wolverines.
Let them try it.
That's it, baby.
Absolutely.
I've got my dead air Wolverine silencer sitting on top of my AK-47.
Hey, by the way, whoever's stupid enough to invade Louisiana, you're an idiot. I'm just saying. It's like the wrong state to want to invade.
Well, when they did an article when when Pearl Harbor got invaded, they said they did not proceed invading the U.S. because they were afraid of us because we were all armed, so they didn't even bother attempting it.
And that was back in the days where a lot of Americans didn't have firearms. It wasn't
And
as
now,
widespread as it is now. Yeah, we're loaded now.
Could
Oh,
you
yeah.
imagine though, Julio, if they disarmed us, what the other powers of the world would think then, that we wouldn't look as such a bold threat?
yeah.
But they can never disarm us.
They're sure as hell trying.
Yeah,
can
they
try.
want to try. Yeah.
They can continue to try.
Think about a lot of the what do they call those all those little islands, like, well, it's not real islands, but they're countries like Sweden, like Finland, like Norway, Switzerland. Nobody invades those countries, and they're just a stepping stone to Europe. But you stop and think about it. I think Switzerland's like number 3 in the world with most guns in the whole world.
They actually issue, when you become of age, you have to serve in the military, but each civilian in that country is issued a military full select fire weapon. And they've been doing this since World War II.
You retain,
and they have to
your
go
weapon
through
and your reserve military status when you get off of duty.
See, I think that's where the U.S. should be anyways. I think everyone should do 2 to 3 years unless you have a medical reason not to.
Yeah. I agree with
And
that.
then you should do some form
No,
of
honestly,
to.
I respectfully disagree with that because
Do you? Why?
Because you want to get quality, not quantity.
Oh, I understand.
With the type of equipment we're using and the type of tactics that we're using, we're a much better effective force if we have volunteer force compared to somebody who is not wanting to be there. It's gonna not really care, and in reality, you're probably gonna hurt somebody. So I don't think that's a good idea.
Mhm.
I can see that point too, though.
If we're ever at a world
I
war,
can.
though, we will need everybody. That's the thing.
Well, there's a lot of us old folks who've been in and know what the hell to do.
Well,
Like my son told my
I think
son that we saw.
another.
Go ahead, Mario.
Go ahead, Willie.
No, I was saying I saw a commercial today for like one of the end of the world zombie crap, and I told my son out loud, I said, "Hey, I'll be the one living. You guys will be dead." And he starts laughing. He goes, "I could run." I said, "Yeah, you can run, and you're just going to die tired. I'm going to tell you that right now.
Yeah.
You're just going to die tired. I might not be able to run, but believe me, I'm going to kill every person coming in to kill me."
I'm going to use Eagle Eye's comment he made the other night. A lot of Americans are as useless as a white crayon.
True.
A lot of them are, yeah.
Man, you got deep with that one, homie. Man,
That
Yes,
was a good
sir.
one. If Eagle Eye came up with it, I'd give him 2 props for that one. That was good.
Yeah,
yeah,
you knocked that one out of the park. Almost spit Coca-Cola all over the floor last night or the other night when he was talking that.
That was
you
funny.
have earned your McDonald's ice cream, sir. That's a good one.
I have, Miss Kitty. I have. I've taught both my boys from when they could walk what to do. Both my boys are very well trained. The only stuff I couldn't train them with, well, actually, I did train my oldest is with a full auto weapon, but I had to rent the stupid thing for him to learn how to do
Okay,
it.
It's Red Dawn month, and the only thing I gotta say is that was a classic movie
Yep.
and very good. And I highly recommend that anyone watching this chat watch The Tomorrow War. It's a good movie. It's a little sci-fi, and they shoot a lot without reloading. But other than the lack of accuracy there, it's a pretty good movie, and it's worth watching.
Is that the one with Tom Cruise?
No,
No.
this is I believe Amazon. If you're an Amazon Prime member, you can watch it on your smart TV free. It's called The Tomorrow War, and it just want to give you it out there. I enjoyed it. It was pretty good.
Is that the one where they pull him and go to the future?
Yes.
Okay,
Mhm.
yeah, I watched that. That was good.
Okay, now 2 people are saying it's good. I gotta go watch it.
Yeah, it's worth watching. Yeah.
Yeah, I still haven't watched it. He told me about it the other day. I just
Kinda-
haven't had a chance.
I kind of didn't think Echo's review would have been good, but now that I heard AR, I feel more confident now.
It's not a bad
Yeah.
movie. Yeah, if you like sci-fi mixed in with,
Come on, how could Echo watch? He's watching it Braille. Come on now. Oh,
Yeah, I
what
got
did I
it.
do that?
I got
I
a
love you, Echo.
65-inch TV that I sit in front of that I have to turn my head left and right because my range of vision is not
What was
my
that?
field of
Yeah.
vision. Yeah, exactly. Oh, look what you got.
You know I'm playing
that
with you,
sucks,
buddy.
man.
I love you.
Yeah. I know you ain't talking shit. You gimpy ass.
Oh, you know it. I'm a broke back,
Hey, we're the two
one-legged son of a
gimps.
bitch.
We're the
I'm
two
telling you.
gimps that keep on giving.
That's it. Every chance she lets me give her.
Oh, Jesus.
Okay, that's just nasty. Stop it. God. That's just nasty.
All right, let's go back to Wolverines. Willie,
Yeah,
Yeah.
come on, baby.
Willie,
So-
you're off the
so
cover.
back to
this
You know,
month-
hey, okay, now wait a minute. Everyone calls me Dirty Willie, so I had to at least do it once on Julio's chat, okay? I had to.
He's just nasty.
Okay,
Sorry.
37 years ago this month, Red Dawn was released in August 10th, 1984. And basically, all I've got to say is I like the movie, but if I would have been one of those kids, I think I would have, when they were shooting at the helicopters with RPG 7s, I think I would have taken an elevated position in those rocks and aimed for rotor blades. And what do you guys think of that in the side chat and in the
Well,
panel?
You got to stop and think about it. These are kids, bro. They're not military trained. They don't have any concept to them. It's like they see something, they shoot
Yeah.
at it.
They don't realize the tail rotor is the weakest part on a hind. They don't know that.
Exactly. Yeah,
Yeah, but
50 cal can
I just
take out
know
50.
aircraft. I know how I'm not military, but if I had a rocket, I know if I hit it in the
But hang
rotor
on now.
blade.
You're talking your age. Think about you're 15,
Oh yeah.
16 years old.
I think
You know?
when well, no, these kids were
Just
how
because
old
your
now?
ass is Rayman doesn't
Okay,
mean everybody
okay.
else is, okay?
So
Yeah,
they were,
that is
say they
true.
were 16, 17, maybe going on 18.
Yeah, that is true.
You know?
That
Now
is
think
true.
about
They
it.
were high school.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that is true.
Echo,
I was dumb. I was dumb as box of rocks
Echo,
in
let me
high
ask
school.
you. Let me ask you this: you watch Jeopardy just for shits and giggles? I'm just asking.
Hell yeah, dude. Why not?
Who?
Jeopardy.
Rune wants
I'm probably
Link. I'm going to
watching
back out for Rune to come on, Julio.
Yeah, but I'm gonna sign out.
Yeah.
It's already 11 o'clock my end.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
All
yeah.
right, and I guess we're out of here, guys.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, hey, Julio, I'm gonna pick it up over on my channel because I've got unlimited time,
Oh, okay, great.
and I'll say, Willie's got your information for a link for you.
For
Julio?
Rune, I don't think I do. Let me take a look. I don't think I do.
Tell him
No,
your
I do
tell
not.
him your
Yeah, give him your
tell him
email.
your email address, bro.
Yeah,
Let me
he
see
can
if I
email you.
have
Tell him,
it.
hey, it's driptip@yahoo.
Oh.
What do you need? A link?
You're
What
so
is-
fucked up.
No, Rune needs a link over on Echo's chat.
Oh, room. Oh,
Room.
that's my Scandinavian homie. Love that
Yeah.
for you, Tony.
So
Okay.
Echo, tell Rune your email right now.
Yeah.
I'll just throw a link in the thing because that's got personal
That's it.
information in
That's
it.
right.
I'll just
Yeah,
throw one
Rune,
in the
go over
link.
to Echo's Reloading Room. Echo's Reloading Room. He'll
Right.
put a link
Chamber.
there. Oh,
Chamber.
chamber. Excuse me. I forgot he has a
Spelled
chamber.
just like it is on
Chamber.
the screen.
With
Chamber.
black leather everywhere.
Yeah, with black leather. You'll
Hey,
see the
he
black
likes
leather
chamber,
pants.
would you?
Just don't worry about it. It's
He
all
likes
good.
you to use mineral oil. That's the only
Nasty
thing that
bug.
doesn't break him out in a rash.
Oh,
Oh man, Jiminy Crickets.
That's
That's
it. He likes
horrible.
double
Would you
double
stop?
dose of
You're on.
liver oil.
You're
I'm
on
double
Julio
dosing that thing.
channel.
I can hear my
My
balls right now.
goodness.
All right.
Okay,
saying, I'm trying to
Julio,
keep
you're gonna have to
Julio.
erase this
Hydrated.
one.
All right, thanks, guys. Thank you.
Good night,
Good night,
Bye,
Julio.
Take it
Good night,
easy,
everyone.
everyone.
Next one. All right, bye. Good night.
Hey, appreciate the invite. Have a good one.
Appreciate it, Julio.
Bro. Later, cousin. Much love.
Yeah,
Puerto
later.
Rico. Ho!
We'll see you later.
All right, later. Good night.